There is a divine spark within you, a radiant and eternal flame that no one can extinguish. This flame is your truth, your power, your divine essence. It is the part of you that knows your worth, even when the world has forgotten. It is the part of you that remembers your wholeness, even when your heart feels broken. This flame is love. This flame is joy. This flame is you. Too many of us have been taught to live in shame. We have carried the burden of not being enough, of not being good enough, smart enough, pretty, thin enough, strong enough. From the moment we were small, we absorbed messages that something within us needed fixing. We looked around and saw smiling faces that seemed to say, "You must be perfect to be loved." We believed them, and so we turned our eyes inward, searching for all the ways we were not measuring up. We replaced curiosity with criticism. We replaced joy with judgment. We allowed shame to dim our inner light. But you were never meant to live in shame. You were meant to live in freedom. You were meant to dance in the warmth of your own soul and bask in the glow of your own light. You were meant to express yourself fully and freely without fear or apology. You were not born to be small. You were born to be shine. Shame is not your truth. It is not your natural state. Shame is a learned belief, passed down through generations. Absorbed from fearful voices that had forgotten their own divinity. Shame is not the voice of love. Shame is the echo of fear. It tells you to hide, to shrink, to silence your voice. It whispers you are not enough. But it is a lie. It has always been a lie. And now is the time to tell yourself the truth. The truth is that you are sacred. The truth is that you are whole. The truth is that every part of you, every scar, every story, every struggle has made you more radiant, not less. You have walked through fire and emerged with embers in your chest. Do not hide them. Let them burn. Let them blaze. Let them light the way for others still stumbling in the dark. Be the flame. Being the flame means choosing to see your light, even when the world reflects shadows. It means remembering your worth, even when your inner critic gets loud. It means holding yourself with compassion, even when old wounds reopen. The flame does not burn with rage or vengeance. It does not consume in anger. The flame warms. The flame transforms. The flame illuminates. When we are the flame, we no longer wait for permission to feel good about ourselves. We no longer look to others for validation. We no longer allow the past to dictate our present. We step into our power gently but firmly. We say, "I am here. I am whole. I am enough." We speak to ourselves with tenderness. We say, "I forgive myself. I release the need to be perfect. I accept all of me. Light and shadow, joy and sorrow. There is great healing in this kind of acceptance. There is liberation in laying down the heavy cloak of shame. Every time you choose to see yourself with loving eyes, you reclaim a part of your spirit. Every time you silence the voice of shame with the voice of love, you grow stronger in your truth. You become more of who you were always meant to be. You can feel the difference, can't you? Shame feels tight and cold. It makes you smaller. It tells you to fold in on yourself, to disappear. But your soul does not want to disappear. Your soul wants to expand. Your soul wants to breathe. Your soul wants to radiate. The flame within you is not a dangerous fire. It is the sacred fire of life itself. It is the breath of divine moving through you. You do not need to fear your flame. You only need to trust it. And yes, there may be times when it feels easier to stay in shame. It can feel familiar. It can feel like home, especially if you have lived there a long time. But comfort is not the same as peace. Familiar is not the same as true. You deserve more than what shame has offered you. You deserve joy. You deserve rest. You deserve a life that reflects the beauty of your spirit. You deserve to be the flame. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be heard. Let yourself be felt, fully and without apology. You are not too much. You are not too sensitive. You are not too broken. You are exactly as you are meant to be in this moment. There is nothing missing from you. There is nothing wrong with you. You are a masterpiece in motion. You are healing. You are growing. You are remembering. This is the sacred journey from shame to flame, from fear to freedom, from self-doubt to self-love. Every step is worthy. Every emotion is valid. Every lesson is a gift. Even the moments that hurt the most have carved space for more compassion, more wisdom, more light. Do not curse your past. Bless it for the way it brought you here. Bless it for the way it cracked you open so that more love could get in. Bless it for the way it showed you what you no longer need. You no longer need to carry shame like armor. You no longer need to explain or defend your existence. You no longer need to dim your light so others feel more comfortable. You can let it shine. You can let it glow. You can let it guide you, always back to yourself. When others try to project their shame onto you, you do not need to accept it. You can simply say, "That does not belong to me." When the voice of your inner critic tries to take over, you can reply with kindness, "I am learning to love myself more each day." When you feel the urge to hide, you can remind yourself, "It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to be me." You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real. You are not here to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. You are here to embody your truth. You are not here to be silent. You are here to speak love into the world, starting with yourself. When you make the choice to be the flame, you make the choice to live from your heart. You make the choice to trust your inner wisdom. You make the choice to believe in your inherent goodness. And as you do, you inspire others to do the same. Your light becomes a beacon. Your healing becomes a ripple. Your courage becomes contagious. The world changes because you changed, not by force, not by striving, but by being your radiant, authentic self. There is a flame within you waiting to be seen. It is ancient. It is sacred. It is unstoppable. And it is time to rise, time to love, time to remember who you are, time to let go of shame, time to be the flame. When you choose to be the flame, you are choosing to awaken. You are saying yes to life, yes to love, yes to yourself. You are acknowledging that you are more than the names you were called, more than the mistakes you made, more than the pain you have endured. You are returning to your original truth, that you are love in human form, that you are a powerful, radiant being of light, born not to suffer, but to grow, to heal, to awaken, and to shine. And as you awaken to your light, you will begin to notice how much of life starts to shift. The more you affirm your worth, the less you seek it from outside sources. The more you honor your voice, the less you feel the need to silence it to make others comfortable. The more you speak to yourself with kindness, the less those old shameful patterns take root in your mind. You will find yourself standing taller, breathing deeper, and living with more presence. There is great power in presence. To be present is to be at home in your body, to no longer abandon yourself in moments of fear. It is to say, "I am here. I am safe. I am allowed to be fully alive." You do not need to wait for your life to be perfect before you allow yourself to feel joy. You do not need to have it all figured out before you decide you are worthy of love. You do not need to hide the parts of you that are still healing. Your healing is not something to be ashamed of. It is something to be honored. Being the flame does not mean you never feel fear or doubt or sadness. It means you allow those emotions to pass through you like waves without making them your identity. You feel the fear, but you do not let it stop you. You feel the sadness, but you do not become it. You allow yourself the grace to feel, to weep, to grieve, but also the courage to rise. The flame does not extinguish in the storm. It dances, it flickers, but it does not go out. You may remember moments in your life when shame seemed louder than your soul, when someone told you that you were too different, too emotional, too loud, quiet, too strange, too much. And maybe you believed them. Maybe you tucked away your truth and wore a mask just to feel safe. But those masks grow heavy, and the time comes when you can no longer carry them. Now is that time. Now is the moment to lay down every mask you ever wore just to feel worthy. You do not need to be anything other than who you are. You do not need to prove your value. You do not need to perform for love. You simply need to be. And in your being, in your full aliveness, you begin to understand a truth deeper than words, that your very existence is a miracle. Every cell in your body responds to the vibration of your thoughts. When you think with love, your body softens, your mind clears, your heart opens, you begin to feel more connected, not just to yourself, but to life itself, to the trees, the sun, the sky, the people you meet. You begin to feel held by something greater. You are never truly alone. The same energy that created the stars lives within you. That energy wants to be expressed through you, not in shame, but in truth, not in hiding, but in glowing, not in fear, but in flame. You can feel it now, can't you? That small, steady warmth in the center of your chest. That is your essence. That is your truth. That is the part of you that has never been wounded, never been afraid, never been ashamed. That is the eternal you, and it is calling you home. You are allowed to love yourself exactly as you are, even as you grow. You are allowed to speak to yourself as you would to a beloved child. Gently, kindly, with endless patience, you are allowed to rewrite every lie shame ever told you. You can whisper to yourself, I am lovable, I am enough, I am divine, and the more you do, the more those words become your new truth. Imagine what your life looks like when you live as the flame. Imagine waking up each day not with dread, but with reverence. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing not flaws, but beauty. Imagine trusting yourself deeply enough to follow the path of your soul, even if no one else understands it. Imagine feeling safe in your own presence, because you know you will never again abandon yourself. You are not here to earn your worth. You are worthy because you exist. You are not here to hustle for love. You are love. You are not broken. You are breaking free. Let that flame guide you now. Let it speak through your words, flow through your actions, shine through your presence. Let it comfort the younger parts of you that still hold on to the wounds of the past. Let it remind you that you are healing, you are transforming, you are returning. When you are the flame, you no longer seek approval from people who do not see you. You begin to surround yourself with those who celebrate your truth. You begin to attract situations that reflect your inner peace. You begin to feel supported by life rather than fighting against it. You stop questioning your path and start walking it with grace. You are allowed to outgrow the shame that once defined you. You are allowed to shed the labels that kept you small. You are allowed to rise into your fullness, into your radiance, into your flame. You may have been conditioned to believe that humility means dimming your light, but true humility is recognizing the divine in yourself and in all others. When you shine, you invite others to do the same. When you heal more than just yourself. You become part of a greater awakening. You become part of the sacred remembering, and so you keep choosing, moment by moment, to be the flame. In every breath, in every word, in every act of love you extend to yourself, you are declaring your freedom. You are reclaiming your voice. You are remembering the ancient truth that your worth is not conditional. It is absolute. You do not have to be more. You only have to be. And in that being, in that pure presence, you will always find your light. The path of being the flame is a sacred unfolding. It is not a single moment of realization, but a series of gentle awakenings. There are days when the flame roars brightly and you feel unstoppable, and there are days when it flickers softly, hidden beneath layers of doubt or fatigue, but it is always there, even in your silence, even in your tears, even when you feel furthest from love. The flame of love is alive within you. It does not go out. It does not judge. It waits for you to come home. Coming home to yourself is the most courageous act of your life. You may have been told that to focus on yourself is selfish, but that is not the truth. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot offer true love to others when you have not yet offered it to yourself. Your healing is not selfish. It is service. It is how the world begins to heal, one heart at a time. And so, you learn to turn inward with gentleness. You learn to sit with yourself, not in criticism, but in curiosity. You ask, what do I need in this moment? How can I show up for myself with more love? What would my inner flame say to me now if I could hear it clearly? And then you listen. You listen with the ears of the heart, not the mind. The heart does not speak in shame. The heart does not speak in harshness. The heart whispers, you are worthy. You are safe. You are loved. You begin to realize that the shame you carried was never yours to hold. It was given to you by those who did know how to hold their own pain. It was given to you by a culture that profits from your self-doubt. It was given to you by systems that taught you to compare, to compete, to conform. But shame is not native to your soul. It is an illusion, a shadow. And when you shine the light of your awareness upon it, it dissolves. You start to see the moments when shame crept in and silenced your joy. You remember the times you laughed too loudly and were told to quiet down, or the times you expressed your feelings only to be dismissed. These are the scars shame leaves, but they are not who you are. You are not the wounds. You are the healing. You are not the silence. You are the song waiting to be sung. Being the flame means choosing yourself again and again, even when it's hard. It means allowing your truth to rise, even when your voice shakes. It means saying yes to life, even after life has disappointed you. It means believing in the beauty of your becoming, even when the road is uncertain. There is strength in softness. There is power in vulnerability. The flame does not need to be loud to be strong. It does not need to be visible to be real. Some of the brightest flames burn quietly within. You do not have to perform your healing for anyone. You only have to live it, gently, moment by moment. You are allowed to rest. Rest is sacred. Rest is where the flame renews itself. There is no shame in needing time to pause, to reflect, to simply be. The world may push you to keep doing, to keep achieving, to keep proving, but your soul knows better. Your soul knows that your value is not measured by your productivity. Your worth is not defined by your output. You are not a machine. You are a miracle. In your stillness, the flame grows stronger. It guides you back to yourself. It reminds you that everything you are searching for is already within you. The love, the wisdom, the clarity, the courage, it all lives in your heart. You only need to create space to hear it. And when you do, you will remember what you've always known deep down, that you are whole. You are complete. You are divine. Each time you speak to yourself with love instead of criticism, you tend the flame. Each time you forgive yourself for an old mistake, you feed the flame. Each time you choose compassion over judgment, presence over perfection, truth over fear, you become the flame. And the flame begins to radiate outward. It touches everything. Your relationships shift as you no longer tolerate energy that dims your light. Your boundaries become stronger, not out of anger, but out of deep self-respect. You stop begging to be chosen and start choosing yourself. You stop waiting for love to come from outside and realize that love begins with how you treat yourself. And people notice. They feel it. They may not have the words for it, but they sense the warmth of your energy. They are drawn not to your perfection, but to your presence. You give others permission to do the same, to show up, to soften, to shine. You become a lighthouse, a safe place, a mirror that reflects the truth of who they are. This is the gift of the flame. It is not about ego or status. It is about awakening to the truth that we are all connected, all part of the same divine fire. Being the flame is not about denying your humanity. It is about embracing all of it, the joy, the sorrow, the messiness, the beauty. It is about holding space for every version of yourself with love. The you who was lost, the you who was scared, the you who tried so hard to be perfect. They are all welcome. They are all part of your becoming. You do not need to rush your healing. There is no finish line. This is a lifelong dance. Some days you will forget your flame. Some days you will fall back into shame. That's okay. The flame does not judge you. It waits patiently, lovingly for your return, and you will return because the truth always calls you back. And so you keep choosing to see yourself through the eyes of love, choosing to honor your story, choosing to believe in your light even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because every time you choose love over shame, you are rewriting the story. You are healing generations. You are becoming who you were always meant to be, and you are never alone. There are others walking this path with you, others tending their own flames, releasing their own shame, awakening to their own light. Together we rise. Together we remember. Together we heal. And as we do, the world heals with us, not through force, not through fear, but through the quiet, powerful, unstoppable radiance of our inner fire. You are here to be fully alive. You are here to experience the wonder of your own being. When you choose to be the flame, you are choosing to embody life itself. Unapologetically, courageously, and with reverence for every part of the journey, you are saying yes to all of it. The rising and the falling, the becoming and the unbecoming, the joy and even the heartbreak. Because even in heartbreak, the flame can grow brighter. It is often through the cracks in our armor that the light rushes in. The old version of you, the one who lived under the weight of shame, served a purpose. That version protected you. It helped you survive. It tried its best with the tools it had. But you are not meant to stay there. You are not meant to remain wrapped in layers of unworthiness. You are not here to punish yourself for not knowing what you couldn't have known. You are here to evolve. And evolution requires tenderness, not judgment. Growth does not bloom in shame, it blossoms in love. Every time you pause and choose compassion over condemnation, the flame responds, it grows steadier, it whispers truth into your spirit. It reminds you that healing does not mean erasing the past. Healing means honoring it, integrating it, and allowing it to become part of your sacred wholeness. You are not the pain you endured. You are the strength that came through it. You are not the abandonment. You are the love you are now learning to give yourself. There is nothing in you that is unworthy of love. Nothing. Your imperfections are not flaws. They are places where humanity touches the divine. You do not need to be flawless to be beautiful. You do not need to be healed to be holy. You are allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. That is the paradox of being human and divine. That is the truth of the flame. This inner flame has always been with you, even when you forgot. Even the world convinced you to ignore it. Even when you buried it beneath layers of shame, fear, or self-doubt. It never left. It dimmed perhaps, but it never went out. You can return to it now. You can sit in stillness and feel it again. The warmth in your chest, the quiet presence within. That is your true self, your inner sanctuary. The part of you that remembers what your mind may have forgotten. You are worthy. You are whole. You are love. And as you continue to live from this place, your outer life begins to align with your inner light. You no longer feel the need to chase things that are not meant for you. You stop molding yourself into shapes that don't fit. You stop apologizing for existing. You begin to make choices that reflect your self-respect, your self-trust, your self-love. You find yourself drawn to different kinds of conversations, ones that nourish you rather than deplete you. You start seeking environments that support your flame, rather than ones that smother it. You recognize the difference between connection and attachment. You learn to walk away without guilt when something no longer resonates, because you are no longer living from a place of shame. You are living from your flame, and your flame knows. The flame always knows what is true for you. It guides you with feeling, with resonance, with deep inner knowing. It does not rush. It does not shout. It speaks in nudges, in whispers, in subtle yeses and gentle no's. The more you trust it, the clearer it becomes. The more you follow it, the more empowered you feel. You begin to understand that your worth was never a question to be answered by the outside world. It was never up for debate. You were born worthy. And now, instead of proving yourself, you begin to embody yourself. Instead of striving, you start allowing. Instead of performing, you begin expressing. You become rooted in yourself. And that rootedness allows you to expand, to rise, to shine. You also become more forgiving, not because others always deserve your forgiveness, but because you deserve your peace. You release the heavy stories of shame and resentment, not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to put them down. You stop carrying the past into your present. You stop using old pain as evidence against your own lovability. You begin to see your past as your teacher, not your identity. Every relationship changes when you stop operating from shame. You stop needing others to validate you, and instead you validate yourself. You stop expecting people to rescue you, and instead you learn how to hold space for your own emotions. You realize that the love you longed for from others was always meant to begin within. When you love yourself with the same intensity you once reserved for others, your whole energy changes. You radiate differently. You become magnetic, not by force, but by authenticity. And the beautiful truth is, you don't have to do this perfectly. You don't have to be enlightened every day. You don't have to always feel strong. Being the flame is not about constant confidence. It's about constant compassion. It's about returning to yourself again and again with love, even when you forget, even when you fall, especially then. Every return is sacred. Every moment of self-forgiveness is a miracle. Every time you look at yourself with soft eyes and say, I am doing the best I can, you are tending the flame. You are choosing love over fear. And that is always enough. You are enough in your becoming, in your learning, in your softness and your strength. You are not too much. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply remembering what shame made you forget you are radiant. You are powerful. You are worthy beyond measure. The flame inside you is eternal. It is here to guide you, to warm you, to remind you that no matter how dark the world may seem, your light cannot be taken. It can only be reclaimed. And so you reclaim it, not with force, but with grace. Not with noise, but with intention. Not with shame, but with sacred fire. You reclaim the truth of who you are. You reclaim the joy that was buried beneath guilt. You reclaim your body, your voice, your heart, your worth, and you do it all one loving breath at a time, one gentle thought at a time, one radiant act of self-love at a time, until your whole life reflects the light of your flame.